Here's the podcast chapter marker automation project. So here's the YouTube video with my podcast, Social Media Marketing for Business. If you go down to the comment section, I've did chapter markers for everything in the video. The pain point I have is converting these chapter markers on the video onto the podcast service I use, Buzzsprout. So if you can see on my screen on the right side on Buzzsprout, if I go to add chapter markers, it's very clunky for me to add chapter markers that I've already created in YouTube. So if I go to add new chapter, say I have to copy people don't care about you, they care about what you can do for them, add that as a chapter title, and have to manually type in the marker 2926. So this is very time consuming and it's a pain in the butt. So here's what I would like to have. So there's two possible solutions to something like this. So you're going to need this login to Buzzsprout, but effectively you can do one of two solutions, which is number one could be a command line interface. A command line interface would allow me to, from the command line, say you make a Python program, and then I just type in upload show notes, then I give you the Buzzsprout URL maybe. So copy the URL to uploading the chapter markers into the command line interface, and then maybe I upload a TXT file. So say I created a TXT file with all these chapter markers. So I'll open up Atom. Let's just say I created a TXT file. Save that as chapter markers.txt. So maybe the command line interface could be I give it the URL, and then I give it the location to the text file, chapter markers.txt, and then essentially it'll process this text file and essentially fill out the form on this website. So to be able to fill out this form, you're going to need what's something that's called like a web scraper. So in Ruby, so I don't know Python very well, but in Ruby there are online like form filling libraries. So the one that's very popular in Ruby is called Capybara. So it essentially allows you to fill out web forms and visit websites using Ruby code. So if we go to interacting with forms, you're going to find whatever library this is in Python, and essentially you're going to have to read from the file, fill it in, go visit the website, process the file, and fill in the form, and submit the form on Buzzsprout. So that's the command line interface route. Possible other solution is to use either create a web interface with a form with Django or Flash using Python, and essentially you can just make a form, just a one form website with a login where I upload a file, and then you can essentially put the website of the Buzzsprout URL, and essentially you can just do the same code, but instead of a command line interface, it's going to be with a web interface with Python or Django. I think this would be a pretty good, interesting project. So it's a simple idea, but the actual execution of converting these chapter markers from YouTube or a YouTube comment or a text file into filling out a form in Buzzsprout so that it'll save me a bunch of time, I think that it should be very interesting, and I look forward to what you come up with. Catch you later, man.